VTR 660773. Thriller, File It Under Fear, Part 1, Take 1.
Cue.
Nothing under the fingernails? Ah, she didn't stand a chance then. Pity, yeah. Yeah, in more ways than one. He's walking around without a scratch, without a mark on him. No, Super's not here yet. Shouldn't be long then. Yeah, I do know what sort of mood you'll be in. Oh, God, here he is.
I had him. I was a stroke up on the 9th, a birdie on the 10th, and £5 riding on the whole issue. And then I got your phone call. Well, when did it happen?
Last night, between 10:30.
How?
Strangled.
Karen Waters.
Yeah, good, decent girl. Just on her way home.
Where from?
She's been to borrow some books from a friend. A girlfriend.
Well, report so far. £5 I could have won. Oh, it'll be a stranger, ex the unknown, somebody she's never met before.
I won't keep you a moment.
Let me.
Oh, hello. Well, you're up bright and early then?
Yeah, I just came from the base. I need some cigarettes.
Your usual?
Yeah.
Will that be all, sir?
For now.
Yes, that will be all.
You free tonight?
Yes, I might be.
You call me?
I think I will.
Well, that's good enough. I'll see you. Same place. She's late.
Miss Morris is never late. Look, it's half a minute to go yet.
Why she doesn't give me a key of my own, I'll never know. I am the assistant librarian after all.
She will, George, when you're a big boy. Morning, George. Morning, Julie. Morning, Miss Morris.
How about the murder, then?
What murder?
Have you seen the papers yet? Here. Not far from here, either.
No, it doesn't say it's a murder.
Girl found dead in her 20s. Wasn't old age, was it?
I did that. Stared at them for hours, hoping for one of those flashes of inspiration, like you get in detective books.
No, I wasn't doing that. I was wondering.
Who did it?
No. If or when he'll do it again.
George, there will be murder if you don't get on with some filing.
Morning, George. Morning, Mr. Stubbs.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Stubbs.
Oh, hello, Judy. Good morning, Miss Morris.
Morning, Mr. Stubbs.
Now, what do you advise for today?
Well, the leader in the Times. You find that interesting. And there's another extract from the book on the Lusitania. Page 4, I've marked it.
Well, that's very kind of you, thank you.
I still don't understand it. Well, how you know what he wants to read?
Ah.
Well, that's because I don't just come in here to read the newspapers. Sometimes I borrow a book as well. Isn't that right, Miss Morris?
But what's that got to do with it?
Well, it's Miss Morris, you see, her sister. She swears that you can judge a person's character, you know, likes and dislikes, by the books that he reads.
Is that right?
Yes, I think I can.
All right, then. This is my current reading. Judge me.
I'll try.
Oh?
Imaginative, impulsive. You like adventure and marmalade for breakfast.
There you are. Didn't I tell you?
I'll have to retaliate, though.
Retaliate.
From now on, I'm going to keep a close eye on what you're reading, Miss Morris.
Good morning.
Hello, Betty.
Hi. Well, where's the coffee then? Shh. Well, it is 10:30, you know.
Yes, I suppose we can take a break now.
Would you like a cup of coffee, Mr. Stubbs?
Well, thank you so much. I'd love some.
I brought you a couple of walnut whips. They are your favourite, aren't they?
I'll get as big as a house.
Did you go out last night?
No, I couldn't. I had some work to catch up on.
Looking after the shop then.
Well, I closed it for 10 minutes.
Oh, Porphyry won't like that.
Mr. Porphyry trusts me to run the shop while he's away. He even trusts me with the key. Anyway, I went out. I had a fantastic time. I'm going out again tonight.
Oh, anyone I know?
No, and don't ask me who. I promised I wouldn't tell. Well, he's a married man, you see.
Oh, that's a bit silly, isn't it?
I don't know. Married men are much more interesting. They know what it's all about.
Betty!
It's 2 o'clock in here,
George,
Your mother said you forgot that. It's your lunch.
Thank you. Yeah, very nice. You shouldn't have gone out of your way.
I wasn't out of my way. I was passing by anyway.
Anyway, I'm meeting him again tonight, 8:30, down by the bridge.
Bye-bye.
I think you're a fool. I mean, where's it going to get you?
The morgue. Want to know if they can release the body to the parents?
Oh, yes, I suppose so. Tell him yes. We've learned all we're going to learn from the poor girl.
Yeah. Yeah, Super says it's okay. Yeah?
You ever tried to strangle anyone, Sergeant?
No, sir.
No, well, it's not as easy as you might think. Even if it is just a girl. She can put up quite a struggle if she's fighting for her life. But she didn't. This was quick, clean, efficient. Now, that could mean one of two things. Either it's somebody she knew, or it's somebody who's been trained to do it.
Like me, sir.
Or a serviceman.
Anyway, see you, Jilly.
Okay.
Thanks for the coffee, Miss Morris.
Married men are more interesting. I expect they are to silly girls like that.
Yes, I agree. You know, girls today are very different from the ones I remember.
Quite a feat that you do remember them, I should say.
George?
It's all right, Miss Morris, it's all right. He's very young. Tell me, did I ever tell you about that time when I was in Malta? It was a terribly hot summer and...
Yes. As a matter of fact, you did.
Did I? Oh, dear. I'm always doing that sort of thing. I'm so sorry.
Oh, getting all physical, George.
Mind your own business.
Right, you're so tetchy this morning. Have a bad night, did you?
Yes, about tonight. Of course I can make it. Jilly said I was silly, so I know she's envious. Jilly, the one who works next door in the library. No, of course I didn't tell her who you are, I promise. Really, I just said I was meeting you, that's all. Honest. We'll see you then tonight, 8:30. Goodbye.
I want 20 French cigarettes, please.
Are you sure you're old enough, George? Well, I have a big responsibility, you know, running this shop on my own. And there's a law against selling cigarettes to anyone underage.
I'll surprise you one of these days. I really will. I'll surprise you.
How, George? Are you going to turn into a man overnight?
Good night.
Good night, George.
Good night, Miss Morris.
Good night, Mr. Stubbs.
Good night, Judy.
Oh, good night, Mr. Stubbs. See you again tomorrow, same as usual.
Yes, of course. You see, Judy, it's not out of poverty, you know. It's a kind of loneliness. You see, when I came out of the Navy, I felt that civilian life had passed me by. I made a lot of friends when I was abroad, but I had no firm community in one spot. So that's why I come here, I suppose. I feel at home amongst friends. I'll see you tomorrow, Miss Morris. See, Judy. Sorry to go on like this, but you see, I could afford to do other things, go to other places, but I like to come here. It's the company, I suppose. Anyway, you don't have to pity me.
It hadn't crossed my mind.
Oh, that's good. Good. Good night.
Good night, Mr. Stubbs. Another week, you know.
Oh, yes, your start of term's on Monday, isn't it?
It's been good for me working here between college, so learnt a lot.
Well, all these books.
No, I don't mean that. I suppose I meant about people. Take poor old Mr. Stubbs, for instance, feeling he has to apologize for being lonely. It's a terrible thing, the fear of being alone.
Yes, I suppose it is.
Anyway, I mustn't stay here boring you all night. Good night, Miss Morris.
Good night, Jilly. See you tomorrow.
I'm going for a beer, sir. You coming?
Double all patrols, Truscott.
Double them? Well, that'll mean recalling
Let's
men
do
from-
it. Double them. I want this whole town crawling with coppers tonight. I want everyone to see them.
Why tonight?
Just do it, Truscott.
All right. You know darn well we can't cover every area. Operations room.
Well, while you're doing that, I'm going for a beer. Yeah. The mountain comes to Mahomet.
Thank you very much, sir. I've doubled the patrols, sir. And 3 dozen policemen pulled away from cosy firesides are belly aching.
Yeah, well, they weren't poised for a golf win, were they?
Sorry, sir, I forgot. So a point. You still haven't told me. Why tonight?
Full moon, Truscott. It's a full moon tonight.
Hello, love.
Hey, Mother.
Did you bring me a paper? Brought you a paper. Good. Thank you. Oh,
thanks for remembering my lunch. It's very kind of Steve to drop it in. Very kind indeed.
Didn't want to, I made him. There's nothing about the murder.
No.
Oh, it's really the murder last night.
Oh, yes.
Hadn't been that many you could have forgotten.
Just not very interested in murders, that's all.
There was another one, though, wasn't there? About, what, 10 months ago? Yes, a murder just like this one. Young girl, strangled.
Hello, Steve.
Well,
Yes, it must have been 10 months ago, because I remember it was soon after you came to lodge with us, Steve.
Really? I don't remember. Miss Morris, I just wanted to tell you not to bother about supper for me tonight. I've got to go out.
Somewhere nice.
Just out.
Isn't that maddening? Not a word about it. I do like a nice murder.
Not like Steve to go out on a Monday. Hardly ever goes out at all.
Well, he has tonight.
Where he's gone?
For Pete's sake, he's over 21. Found himself a girlfriend, I suppose.
Oh, come on. Let's get out there ourselves.
where?
Well, anywhere, the park, the canal, anywhere it's dark and lonely.
All right. Son, Truscott. What? Where? All right, we're on our way. You did know.
Not another one.
Yeah, down by the canal.
Oh, don't tell me it's the same place.
Yes, sir.
There's no hurry. She'll still be there.
Steve, is that you?
Oh. Hello.
Back then. I've just made a cup of coffee. Would you like one?
No, thank you.
Oh, why don't you have this one? I can make myself another.
No, thanks, Liz. Coffee keeps me awake. I've enough trouble sleeping as it is.
Well, was a nice time had by all. Did you enjoy yourself?
So?
Where did you go?
Just around and about. Good night, Liz.
Good night.
Just told you there's no further
Yes, sir.
statement.
Yes, we always
Told you all
check
there is to
the
tell.
area, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, as soon as we know.
Yes.
Yeah, goodbye.
Yes, of course we're checking every known sex offender. For the second time. Full moon. Well, what was it? A hunch? An instinct? Or did you just will it to happen?
I don't know, but I was right, wasn't I? Well, I'm a man who likes to be right, usually. Well, what's the score?
Pathologist report indicates a similarity between this and the last one.
Indicates a similarity?
Yeah, well, you know how cagey those
It's
boys
the same
are.
man, Truscott.
I know it. You know it. Pathologist says it's similar.
It's your assistant, Liz, George. Steve? Hurry up now, Steve, you'll be late.
Right. Miss Morris, Gilly and I have been now waiting more than 20 minutes. And there are people queuing up waiting to get into the library.
Haven't you seen the papers? Betty.
Terrible. Whole place is buzzing with it. But we do run a public service, you know, and the library is still locked. See, this would never have happened if you'd let me have the keys in the first place. Goodbye, Mrs. Morris.
Bye-bye.
George, I won't be in until later.
Oh, don't worry, I can handle everything.
Do you think you should go in at all, dear? I mean, knowing the girls so well, it
I
must
have to go in, Mother, eventually.
What's the matter with her?
Well, it's that murder. It's all in the paper this morning, look. Look, there's all that about it. A lovely girl she was, too. Liz knew her well, you know. Worked next door. You know, that little sweet shop right next door to the library? Well, you must have seen her too, Steve.
I'm glad to see you haven't disintegrated. Miss Morris looks as though she's gone all to pieces. But the show must go on, eh? Right, well, I'll attend to the mail and you can start on my filing, OK? Oh, I'm awfully sorry, Mr. Stubbs, that the papers haven't arrived yet this morning. Miss Morris is indisposed and forgot to collect them.
I see. Thank you. I've seen all that I want to see, thank you. Poor Betty. Poor... That's all right, Gilly. All right. You'll be all right. Is Miss Morris about?
No, I told you she's indisposed. But if there's anything I can do to help...
No, there isn't. Thank you very much, all the same. Nothing. Come on, Gilly, come on. You'll be all right. All right.
And that's all I can tell you. But I just thought you ought to know.
And we're very grateful, Miss Morris.
Do you think it will help?
Well, anything may help at this time.
Right, thank you, Miss Morris.
A married man. She definitely said she was meeting a married man. I suppose I should have spoken to her then, warned her. But really, people don't like to be given advice, do they? Especially very young people.
Oh, Miss Morris, you can't be more than 28 yourself.
29, actually. Well, I mean... And then, you see, Betty was a very impressionable girl, very gullible. One could tell that from the sort of books she read. There's an awful
Yes,
lot
well,
of
thank you for your
character.
information, Miss Morris. Sergeant.
Oh, not at all. I just hope you get the filthy man who... I mean, I just hope you get him, that's all.
Right. Thank you. A married man? Yeah, well, I suppose it could be. No, surely this is the work of your frustrated man. I say he was single, living alone, or with Mum.
Well, they've started, Sergeant.
What's it?
The cranks.
Say that again, sir.
Frustrated as hell, that one.
And makes up fantasies to compensate.
Exactly.
Morris, what a terrible thing. A terrible thing that she...
I would rather we didn't discuss it, if you please, Mr.
Yes, of
Stubbs.
course, I quite understand, yes, but... painful. Well, Julie, I haven't finished with that paper yet.
Sorry, Mr. Stubbs.
It's all right.
What time do you close?
7 o'clock.
Thanks.
Oh, sorry.
It's a bookmarker.
I can see that.
Polston just brought it in, found it down by the bridge.
It could have belonged to anybody.
Or it could have belonged to the murderer. If it did, I bet I can guess what kind of books he likes to read.
Good night, Mr. Stubbs. Good night, Miss Morris.
George! The key. You forgot to return the key. Thank you. Mr. Stubbs, we are closing.
Oh, good Lord. I shall nod it off. Oh.
That'll do, Julie.
Oh, no, there's still a history section.
No, the
I've got
history
to
can
do.
wait until
No,
tomorrow.
I
What
don't
are you gonna
mind.
do? Please, tomorrow.
Okay.
You are going straight home, aren't you?
Yes. Look, you don't have to worry about me.
But, Julie, I could walk you part of the way home if you like.
Look, honestly, I can look after myself.
Just go straight home, that's all I ask.
Yes, I will. Good night, Mr. Stubbs.
Good night. Miss Morris? I think you're going to be all right tonight. See, Julie's a good girl, a nice girl. Good night.
Good night, Mr. Stubbs.
That was very nice, Mrs. Morris. Thank you.
Good.
For Hong Kong, it was the beginning of a new era.
Hello, love.
Liz?
Have a good day, dear.
Good day. Hardly.
Oh, of course, I forgot that poor girl. Much about it in the paper?
Oh, I forgot to get one.
You forgot. Oh, Dick, now that's very selfish of you. You know how I look forward
Well,
to
I'm
the...
sorry, Mother, I'm sorry.
All right, no need to be so sharp. Well, I didn't forget to cook your supper.
Victoria on the island of Hong Kong itself, which was...
I should be back about 10. Good night.
Good night.
The Kowloon Peninsula was ceded, and then, at the turn of the century, a 99-year...
Steve going out again.
now known as the New
It's not like him to go out so often
16-mile frontier line
during the week.
China.
I think he's having trouble with his wife.
His wife? Not married.
Of course he is. Or was. Well, still is, I suppose. They're separated. But I know she's been after him lately for some money.
Well, he never told me he was married.
Well, perhaps he thought you wouldn't understand.
Why wouldn't I?
Well, not having been married yourself, dear, you know. I think that's why Steve doesn't go out with any other girls at the moment. He can't afford them. Or doesn't trust them.
Sheets of cardboard, old pieces of tin, steel guns, pieces of wood, anything they could lay their hands on. In a short time, thousands of these huts were clinging tenaciously to the hillsides of Hong Kong, Kowloon, and large water areas which became a familiar part of the Hong Kong sea. By 1950, communist arms was pushing rapidly through China, and 1 million refugees fleeing.
Hello. Oh, good evening. I wonder if I could speak to Jilly Randall, please. Oh, I see. Well, no, if you could just ask her to ring Elizabeth Morris when she does come home. Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Don't let this get cold now.
But I've got to go out.
What?
I'm sorry, I won't
Well,
be
what
long.
about your supper?
I'm sorry, Mother.
Oh, dear. Try and get me a paper, will you?
Without any outside help.
Did you get it?
What?
My paper.
Oh, no, Look, has there been a phone call for me?
No.
I didn't think there'd be anybody up.
I must have fallen asleep. What time is it?
After 12. It's late for you.
I was half expecting a phone call. Oh. Late for you, too. What have you done to your face?
I had an argument with a cat. A cat I once married.
Who found it?
Harris. He's been patrolling that area all night. Says he couldn't have been away from the bridge more than 2 or 3 minutes at the most.
Well, he shouldn't have left the bridge at all. But I'll deal with him later. Well, it's fashionable, isn't it? To young girls, I'd say.
Yes.
Young girls don't walk about with only one shoe, do they?
Not if they're alive and still walking. Harris can't swear to it, but he thinks he heard a scream. Came straight back to check, and that's when he found the shoe.
Right, start dragging the canal. Every available man.
Where's Jilly?
Late, I suppose.
She's never been late before.
Well, she is now, isn't she?
Hi, good morning, George.
Morning, Mr. Stubbs.
Morning, Miss Morris.
Morning, Mr. Stubbs.
Morning, Julie.
She's not here.
What? Well, is she ill or something? Well, don't worry, Miss Morris. There's an awful lot of flu about, you know.
Thanks.
I don't know what you're worried about. She's only 5 minutes late.
Ah, hello. It's Elizabeth Morris again. Tell Jilly not to worry about not returning my call last night. If she's not feeling well, she... Can't be. Well, have you told anybody? The police, of course. Well, I know she only lodges with you, but aren't you at all concerned about... No, don't worry. I'll do it, thank you.
Miss Morris? What's the matter? What is it?
Jilly. She didn't come home at all last night.
But that's impossible. I mean, Jilly's a good girl, a nice girl.
I know. Police.
Look, we may have the owner of the shoe, or at least know who she is, and get over to the US Air Base. Request cooperation from the CO, all that. I want to question that man.
Where are you going, sir?
The library.
Library? Don't tell me. Our Miss Morris has solved it for us.
Well, he was youngish, about 25. Tall, well-built, handsome in a way, and wearing uniform. But you know who he is. This is his card.
Well, that may not be his, you see. That might be stolen.
No,
Anyway, you definitely saw him talking to Gillian Randall.
definitely. They were right across the street, and they talked, and then they went off together. I can't understand it, because, I mean, Jilly is such a level-headed sort of girl. She's not the kind
Yes,
of
women
girl
are
who-
unpredictable, Miss Morris. All women. Right, well, there's just one more thing. You recognize that?
Oh, my God, she's dead, isn't she?
Now, at the moment, she's missing. Now, that is all we know. Hello. Yes, Sergeant. Yes? Right. Well, you know what to do. I'll be back as soon as I can. Goodbye. Sergeant Jerry Masters. He's on leave at the moment, has been for the past couple of days. He's not expected back until next week. And nobody knows where he is, or where he's staying. He might be anywhere.
That makes me the only witness, doesn't it? I mean, I'm the only one who can identify him.
I shouldn't worry, Miss Morris. Getting rid of witnesses only happens in America. Oh, don't worry.
Miss Morris, what a dreadful thing to happen. I mean, I did offer to walk her part of the way home, but she said she'd be all right.
She'll turn up again, you'll see.
Good night, Miss Morris.
Good night, Mr. Stubbs.
I do hope you'll be... Good night. Good night, George.
Oh, good night, Mr. Stubbs. It's not the same without Jilly, is it? I never thought I'd miss her this much.
George. The key. Spare key. You'd better have it. Just in case. Well, I may be late in the morning. I'm not feeling very well.
Oh, that's more sensible. I've been telling you for months. I knew you'd come round to my way of thinking eventually.
It's just a temporary measure, George.
We'll see. Good night, Miss Morris.
Good night.
What's the matter with you? You look as though you've been running.
I have.
Somebody chasing you?
I thought there was, yes.
Oh, Liz, you don't half exaggerate.
Well, he does attack women, doesn't he? And I am a woman, aren't I?
Oh, I think he prefers them a bit younger, though, if the papers are to be believed. And I doubt that. 2 murders, and they always try and link them together and make
3.
a panic story. What?
There have been 3 murders.
3? Is it in the paper? Hope you brought me one tonight.
No, I didn't. It isn't in the papers, anyway. The
How do you know that?
police told me.
Police?
What?
Well, more or less. Jilly didn't turn up today.
Who's Jilly?
The young student who's been helping out at the library. You must have seen her the other day when you came in.
Can't say I noticed, no.
Well, she didn't turn up today, and she hasn't been home all night. And the police found one of her shoes down by the river.
Oh, my
They're
God.
dragging it now.
They haven't found her yet.
Well, if they'd found her, they'd hardly still be searching for it, would they?
Oh, she'll probably turn up then. Minus a shoe and with some silly story.
Well, that's why I was running, you see. I thought he was behind me.
Who?
The killer. The man that Jilly went off
Oh,
with last
Liz.
night. I saw him quite clearly. I know him again.
Star witness, eh? You can put the finger on the man responsible. We'll have to take care of you, Liz, won't we? I'm going out.
You'd better lock the door after me.
This is what is known as devotion to duty, Truscott.
So has he, sir.
Stay near the heart of the matter.
I do admire you for that, sir.
Well, one has to set an example.
Of course, sir. Well, I hope you get a good night's sleep, sir.
Yes, I hope you do too. I've had your bed put out in the interrogation room.
There's no need to be so impatient. This is a public call box, you know, and I'm perfectly entitled.
We found Jilly Randall, sir.
Where?
Phone booth, Moreland Avenue.
Is she dead?
Strangled.
Oh, my God.
I've sent a car for Miss Morris. I thought she could identify the body.
Morning, George.
Good morning, sir. Can I help you in any way?
Yeah, is Miss Morris away?
And I'm in charge.
Well, for the time being, you mean?
Oh, perhaps. She phoned me this morning.
Mm-hmm.
She had to go down to the police to make an identification.
What? Identification?
Jilly. She said that she hoped she'd be in a bit later on. But somehow, I doubt it.
No, sir, it's a different girl entirely.
I'd like you to cover the area here.
No, not yet, sir. Well, of course I've got men checking, but I need more.
There's the park here. And the
As many as you can spare. Yes, I know it's extreme. Oh, give me strength.
other area.
If we don't get more men, sir, the only thing that's going to turn up's another corpse.
Morris? Miss Morris, are you all right?
Yes, thank you.
You shouldn't have come in this morning. I can manage. I told you I could.
I'll be all right. Perfectly.
It isn't Jilly, is it?
You mean there's been another murder?
Those, catalogues from the county library. Have you sorted through them?
Oh, no, I was waiting
Well, you
until...
better see to it right away. Whatever else you're doing can wait.
Yes, Miss Morris?
Miss Morris, can I get you some coffee? How about that?
Oh, yes.
Take your coat, shall I? There you are.
These books. Who brought these books back? These books were not here last night. Somebody's returned them this morning. Now, who? George, you opened up. The man who brought these books back. When was he here?
I didn't see anybody return them.
You must have done.
Look, I haven't been here the whole time. I was down in the history section checking some books in down there. Anyway, there's been a dozen or more people in and out of here all morning.
This would be an American airman in uniform.
No, I haven't seen anybody like that.
Just a minute. Miss Morris, yes, that's right. There was a young man in here just a few minutes ago. I couldn't see him very clearly, but I was aware of him. And he, that's right, he did go over to your desk there.
Yeah, and then what?
Well, then he went down over there.
No, he can't have gone down there. I told you, I was down there the whole time checking in books. Now, what is all the fuss about anyway?
The man who brought these books back is the man who murdered Betty. And probably Jilly, too.
Right, Miss Morris. Yes, immediately. Thank you for phoning.
What do you think, sir?
A warning to all cars, he may be in the area.
Yes, sir. Yeah, surely it just proves she was imagining the whole thing from the start. If it was Masters, he'd hardly go back to the library to return books.
Nevertheless, we check everything out, sir.
Yes, sir. Operations room. I'll lay you 5 to 1. Our man's either on the run or hiding out somewhere.
Are you all right, Mr. Stubbs?
You see, I don't understand it. What is it? Well, Jilly. I mean, she is such a good girl.
I don't think he's very selective.
Oh, I don't agree. You see, the papers all said that the other girls were easy, flighty. But Jilly, it was quite clear for everybody to see that she was so engaging. I really don't understand it. I mean, something's not quite right.
Yeah, look, I've told you, we've nothing further to... What? Where did you get that from? Now, hold on. Press, sir. They've picked up a whisper about a missing girl.
Oh, Jilly Randall?
Yes, sir.
Well, give it to him. We've sat on it long enough. Reports, photos, the lot. And make sure it makes the evening papers.
Yeah. Look, listen, we'll have a full statement for you in 10 minutes. Yeah. Right.
And get on to the television people and tell them to release that warning tonight.
Morris, would you like me to stay a while? I could walk part of the way home with you if you like.
No, thank you, Mr. Stubbs. He only attacks young women, very young. It was pointed out to me.
I see. Well, good night, then.
Good night, Mr. Stubbs. Thank you.
Good night, George.
Oh, good night, Mr. Stubbs. I could see you home too, if you like, Miss Morris.
No, thanks, George.
I'd feel safe with you. Well, see you in the morning, then.
George, I'm completely recovered now. I shall be here on time in the morning.
Yeah, me too.
You misunderstand me, George. The key The key I lent you. It won't be necessary for you to have it anymore.
Well, wait a minute. You said that I could...
I said it was a temporary measure. I distinctly remember saying that. Now, the key, please, George.
You like to humiliate me, don't you? It helps you to hit back, doesn't it? Because you're well on the way to becoming a dried-up old spinster.
Not becoming, George. I am. Now, the key, if you please.
Oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
It's your opinion. Apparently, you're entitled to it.
But I can hit back too, you know. Well, you'd be surprised what I...
Thank you, George. And I think it would be best if you start looking for a new job next week. In fact, I don't think you'd better come in here anymore. At all. Goodbye, George.
Evening.
Hello, love.
Liz not back yet?
Oh, it's Thursday. You know, she always works late on a Thursday.
Ah, yes, so she does. I see you got yourself a paper, though.
Yes, I managed to drag myself to the corner. It's no good for my heart, though.
You should have asked me, I'd have got you one.
Yes, I did think of it, but your hours have been a bit erratic lately, haven't they? That wife of yours again.
Yes.
Oh, well, I expect you'll be able to cope, Steve. You're a very capable young man, aren't you?
Oh.
Liz was right, you see.
What do you mean?
About Tilly Randall. Look, it's all over the front page. It doesn't mention Liz, but it does mention the library. See? A pretty girl, isn't she? I don't suppose she's looking very pretty now, poor dear. Probably lying in a ditch somewhere. Slaughtered.
Oh, you're just morbid.
Me morbid? No, I'm not. No. Everyone likes a good murder, don't they? Everyone, deep down, if they were honest, is fascinated by a murder. Even you are.
Oh.
I wonder if it'll be on the news. Hope this won't be too late. Nice having someone with some inside information, isn't it?
George! George!
Come on. Hey, open the door. Come on, let me out. Open the door. Miss Morris? Hey, come on, let me out. Let me out, Miss Morris. Miss Morris, open the door. Morris? Miss Morris, let me explain. Miss Morris, I know what happened to Jilly. Miss Morris, if you just give me a chance to explain. But Miss Morris, I know what happened to Jilly. Miss Morris, if you just come out and give me a chance to explain, I'm not going to hurt you. I just wanted to have an opportunity to look through George's desk. Miss Morris? For crying out loud, Miss Morris, just give me a chance to...
You
Miss
won't get
Morris,
me.
let me explain. Miss Morris, I just want to...
Not me! Betty and Jim! Not me! Not me!
You know, if you hadn't have pulled me away from that golf match, I wouldn't have won. It's not in my stars.
I did you a favour then, sir. Saved you £5.
Truscott, do me a favour and don't do me any more favours, and that is an order. Come in.
And that's why I decided to go along with Jerry Masters. He was waiting for me that night. That was the day after Betty was killed, and he told me the whole thing.
What did Masters tell you?
Oh, that he'd been seeing Betty, that he had a date with her the night she was murdered. He was supposed to meet her down by the bridge.
Where it happened?
Yeah. Well, he was a minute or two late, got there, found the body, and ran.
Well, why?
He's a married man.
We know that, Miss Randall.
Yes, but that's the point. Because he's a married man, he told Betty not to say anything about him to anyone.
Did she?
No. But she did say when and where she was meeting him. Well, I was there when she said it. Look, don't you see? We were in the library when Betty said it. And then later that night, someone was waiting for her. Someone who knew exactly when and where she'd be.
Who else was in the library when she said this?
It was me, Liz, Miss Morris, that is, old Mr. Stubbs, and George.
George?
George Bailey. He works there. He's kind of weird.
And you think George...
Well, it's possible. And that's why I agreed to drop out of sight and pretend to be a victim, to worry him, perhaps force him into doing something.
And that was Masters' idea?
Well, yes, but I went along with
Perhaps
him.
you did force him into something. Another girl was killed, you know that.
Yes.
You may have been very lucky, Miss Randall. You've certainly been very stupid.
No, but the more I thought about it, about George and his attitude
Yes,
to
well, we'll
women,
deal with him later. Meanwhile, where is Jerry Masters?
You're an accessory now, Miss Randall.
Where is he?
He's in the library.
What?
Well, he was going to go there, hide away until the place closed, and then search George's desk.
Jerry Masters must have a very persuasive personality.
Yes, but he's not a killer. I'm sure of that. Look, it was George. He was the only one who could... Oh, I've just remembered something.
What?
There was someone else there. There was another man.
And who?
His name's Steve something, and he lodges at Miss Morris's house.
Steve, it's getting very late.
Hmm?
Well, where's Liz?
Yes, it is rather late, isn't it? Do you want me to go and meet her?
Morris? What's happened? What's happened? Why are you still here? I thought you'd gone and forgotten your key or something. What is it? What's the matter? What's wrong? What's wrong? What is it? What?
Man.
What? What man?
Man.
Man?
Trying to kill Betty and Ginny.
Yeah. Where?
Here.
Where is he? Where is he? Where is he?
Would have killed me.
What? You've phoned the police, have you? Phoned the police?
No. I had to. Would have killed me.
Yes.
Why did you come back?
Huh? I forgot my glasses. Forgot my glasses. Police? I'm speaking from the Pembury Library. My name is Stubbs, yes. Yeah, there's been some trouble here, yes. Well, yes, well, get a car over here just as quickly as you can, yes. But of course I'll stay here with Miss Morris until you come, yes, of course I will. And just hurry up, will you? Just get here as quick as you... Oh, Miss Morris. Miss Morris. I really do miss. Really, I like to look at a pretty girl. My only pleasure. I never got married, you see. I like young people.
It was you!
But I like you too. You see, in a different way. I really mean that. That's what makes it such a pity.
Liz? Liz?
Tried to come back for me. Tried to kill me. Because I'm a woman. Very desirable woman. See?
the fingernails? Ah, she didn't send a chance in.